Wine Buff Mollie Battenhouse, and I'm going to be telling you about 100 of our favorite Bordeaux under $55. It's a great way to get to know Bordeaux, with great values and great wines. Today's wine is Bastide Dauzac 2009. This is a wine that is made at Château Dauzac, which is a Grand Cru Classé in Margaux. So that means it's made at a really good chateau, so expect the quality to be really good. And it's also from Margaux, which is one of the top communes, one of my favorite communes actually, of the left bank. One of the really cool things about Margaux is that it has some of the deepest gravel soils of all of the left bank, so really good drainage and really great place for ripening Cabernet Sauvignon. And this wine is a little bit more Merlot than Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's almost half and half. There's about 56% Merlot and 44% Cabernet Sauvignon. Now I wanted to show you something about the cork and something you should do in a restaurant when they present you with the cork. Really what you're supposed to do is just feel it just a little bit to make sure that it's moist and that it hasn't dried out and crumbled. You could also give it a little sniff if you want, but there's not a lot that you can tell about a wine from smelling the cork. So really just feeling it and looking that this says Bastide Dauzac. So now I know this is good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and taste it. This is 2009, if I didn't mention that before. It's 2009 vintage, being one of the top vintages of this century. I know we're not too far into the century yet, but it was one of the greatest vintages around. Nice and ripe, but also with some good balance. So a better vintage than 2003, which was just hot, 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 and there was no relief. And 2009 was a little bit better. And this wine is everything you would expect it to be. It's really pretty on the nose. There's a lot of those aromas of Cabernet Sauvignon mixed with those aromas of Merlot, but I really smell the Cabernet, and Cabernet to me always dominates the blend. I get some roasted coffee here. This has definitely spent some time in oak. Roasted coffee, a little cedar, some sweet baking spice, a little bit of vanilla. But then you also really smell the fruit, dark currants and sort of roasted plums and blackberries and black cherries. And that graphite and gravel, again from the Cabernet Sauvignon and coming from these soils in Margaux, which are just perfect for Cabernet. And this wine really exemplifies what I love about Margaux. It's elegance, really, really elegant. It's dense, it's rich, it's full, but it has all the elegance you expect from Margaux. And Margaux and Grave together also are some of the most elegant wines that you can buy from Bordeaux. At under $45, this is a really, really great value. Something maybe to break out when you're doing a special meal, maybe at Christmas time, if you do that prime rib at Christmas. This would be really perfect. Enjoy. Visit Bordeaux.com to learn more about today's Bordeaux selections.